Hi, my name's Lauren. I'm Friday, and I'm here today to talk to you about independent author conferences.
This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
So last weekend, I was lucky enough to attend the Indie Authors Down Under exhibition signing, and it was the first mass signing of a group of independent authors in Australia, as far as I'm aware anyway. It was called Indie Authors Down Under, and it was held on the Gold Coast in Queensland. This event was a lot of fun. I was really stoked to be able to attend. It was really great for me, not only to be able to promote my first indie book, The Problem with Crazy, but also to meet a lot of the authors who I edit for, because a lot of my clients are independent authors. The jingling in the background, that's just Berry over there with her new ball, which is what she got after being neglected for 4 days, so that, you got to bribe them somehow. Anyway, yeah, it was a really great event. So I thought some of the highlights for me were seeing the diversity when it came to authors in the one room. So you had everyone from young adult to middle grade to adult to romance to more erotic sort of stuff, paranormal, sci-fi. It was really varied, and I thought, especially for Australia, where independent authors perhaps aren't quite as prominent a group as they are in perhaps other parts of the world, I thought that was really nice to see. Other things that I really liked about it was the enthusiasm of the fans. There were two fans who flew from America specifically for this event. So they got their 16-hour, 20, whatever it is, hour flight over here, came to the event, 3 days later, flew home. That is the sort of passion that I think a lot of indie authors inspire in people, because they're so real, Like, you can read their books and you can love them, and then you can go have a beer with them. Like, there's something so cool about that, I think, and it certainly was prevalent at the event. Another cool thing was, when it comes to enthusiasm of fans, was how passionate they were, in the sense that there was lines at almost every table. And that was definitely something that did carry through the event as well. There was a survey after the event, and I think something like, at the moment, 85 to 90% of people who attended took away a book by an author they'd never heard of before. So if that's not saying something about the passion of the fans and the talent of the authors, and also, I guess, the author's ability to engage a fan as well and to make them sort of fall in love with their product. So yeah, it was a really, really awesome event. I was really stoked personally. I sold out, which is amazing, because I'm just like a nobody. So it was really exciting for me that I didn't pack enough books. In fact, I oversold out, because I had 4 of my author friends who had said, can I buy a book? And I'd said yes to, and I said I'd hold them, but I didn't. I sold them to real people, because whatever, they could move on. But anyway, it was a really, really cool event. Things that I think made authors stand out at the event was having interesting swag and promotional material. There were some really cool things on offer. There were some like nail polish, your standard postcards, but just stuff that was designed really well certainly stood out for me. Other things that were cool, there was a keynote speech by Abby Glines and Jessica Shirvington, and that was really inspiring as well, just to hear those real life stories of, you can just be someone sitting at home in your lounge room writing a book, and in 5 or 6 years' time, you don't know who you'll be. You could be the next Amazon, USA Today, New York Times bestselling author. It does happen to real people. And yeah, I think I'm sure anyone who did go to the event will vouch for the fact that apparently, one of my favourite parts was the photo booth, because while I don't remember being in there all that often at the after party, I do have a devastatingly large collection of shots to prove it. And as my poor fiance discovered when I got home, yes, I did sell out of all my books, but I think I took home almost as many books by other authors as those that I took away with me. So I don't know if you'd call it a success on a financial level, but I had a really, really great time. I met some awesome people, and I think the highlight for me was I made somebody cry, but in a nice way, not in an I was being nasty way, but just they really liked my book, and we talked, and yeah, she got teary, and it was just one of those, maybe I'm not pretending to be an author, maybe I'm an author moments. So yeah, it was really cool. If you guys want to know more about it, there's an Indie Authors Down Under Facebook community page thingo, so you guys should definitely check that out. It's going to be happening again in 2015, and I'm lucky enough to have been asked to be on the committee, so I'm really looking forward to organising this event. And yeah, thanks so much for listening, and I'll see you next week.